Arrakis, I hear your name. Waterless prayer in a blood-soaked flame. Desert dreams, visions etched in spice. Father, forgive me, I've seen the end twice. I was born where the sky won't weep, where the sand sings secrets too cruel to keep. She called me Messiah, a child with a blade, but I was only mourning the price we paid. Your love like a still suit, wrapped too tight, keeps me breathing through prophetic night. But there's a storm behind my stare, a throne of bones, a god's despair. Every grain of soul you lose, every step for path I didn't choose. Oh, mother fire, baptize me in pain. Will I ever be just a man again? Beneath the sands I bury my name. In your holy war I'm both beast and flame. Drink the spice, become the sin. There's no atonement where the end begins. Call me Lisan Al Gaib, but I'm still lost within. I loved her, like the wind loves the dunes. Shy Hulu, watching beneath broken moons. Destiny carved into every scream. Is this jihad, or just a dream? I see walls falling like sand from my hands. Flaming eyes, 1,000 demands. And I wept when I opened that door. Saw the universe bleeding, still asking for more. Beneath the sands I bury my name. Now the echo of God trembles when I claim this empire, this crown of ash. I was your savior, now I just pass. Slain now, Arrakis, sleep in flame. Your prophet is tired, too tired to reign. Every grain of soul you lose, every step for path I didn't choose. Oh, mother of fire, baptize me in pain. Will I ever be just a man again? Beneath the sands I bury my name. Now the echo of God trembles when I claim this empire, this crown of ash. I was your savior, now I just pass. Beneath the sand I bury my name. In your holy war I'm both beast and flame. Drink the spice, become the sin. There's no atonement where the end begins. Call me Lisan Al Gaib, but I'm still lost within. I loved her, like the wind loves the dew.
Hello, hello. Welcome to the first stream that we're having for Dune Awakening. I've been waiting for this game a long time. So I mean we're gonna get stuck in right away and just have some fun. Sit back and enjoy. Load in. There'll be a beginning sequence here, so we'll want to catch that and enjoy it. Takes a smidge to compile the shaders, but the game looks really good. And they did a really fantastic job of capturing Arrakis and just the lore and world of Dune in general.
dream of it, amongst the wild threads of history and the myriad of paths. My path saw the Imperium rise from the ashes left in the wake of the Great Revolt. Thou shalt not make a machine in the likeness of the human mind. With that commandment, new avenues of human potential were explored. Mentats, Suk Doctors, Sword Masters, and the mystical Bene Gesserit Sisterhood. But it was the Navigators and their monopoly on space travel that set the conditions for the Imperium. But I am telling you of the universe you already know. Let me describe the one you do not. In this other universe, my mother, Lady Jessica, consort to Duke Leto Atreides, gave birth to a daughter, a girl they named Ariste. Because of her obedience to the Bene Gesserit, Lady Jessica is trained as a truth-sayer. Because of that training, Lady Jessica was able to detect Dr. Yue's deception. Because of the forewarning of his betrayal, House Atreides survived the Battle of Arrakis. Because of their survival, the Emperor declared a full-scale war of assassins. Because of the war, the Sardaukar were deployed to ensure spice shipments continued without interruption. Because of the Sardaukar, the Fremen were eradicated. There was no Muad'Dib, no Lisan Al Gaib, no Kwisatz Haderach. I see a universe where I, Paul Atreides, was never born. All my visions lead to horror, except this one. This one leads to you.
Okay, so we gotta join a server so that we can make our character do that kind of stuff. One big distinction here is that still into this.
Approach, prisoner. Show yourself, child.
We're in the character creation. Like I was saying, though, one of the really cool ways that they did this was it's an alternate reality that Paul Atreides sees, so that way it can remove itself from the books or the movies, but still be in the world. So rather than it being the main character being Paul Atreides, it's you. Um, so it gives you a nice bit of really. It was a really cool lore way to jump into the game, have the game be awesome and be what we expected, but not have to be, oh, are we helping Paul? Are we doing this? It's like you have that full freedom, which is nice. So we got some presets here. Some Harkonnen presets. Not big going House Harkonnen, I can tell you that much. No interest in that. I want to go back to the first guy that I was on now. I like his preset. There we go. Now it's really about kind of choosing what we want to be. Kind of build them out for that. I think we're going to put him up one more height. Give him decent arms. You can make a dummy thick boy, that's for sure. Neck length. Oh, that's scary. That is scary. We're going to keep that at a 5. Chest size. a lot of different skin tones here. I feel if he's going to be an Arrakis, he should be decently tan. Got a decent amount of. I like that one. I like that you can make him really old, which is kind of cool. But for my headcanon, I don't think old is going to work. Go to eye color. Like that piercing blue, it's pretty cool. You can tint your sclera to be like really black, which is kind of interesting. Make your eyes black, and then you could go sclera tint. Oh, that's creepy and kind of cool, actually. Actually, like his eyes. I think they worked pretty well. Nose needs a bit of a tweak, though. Up it down a little bit of a size. Let's drop that protrusion. And in this game, it actually is pretty decently important to have a character you like. Granted, you can always delete the character and make a new one, but because of the fact that, I mean, you do see your guy in cutscenes. So, and when you're interacting with people and talking back and forth, I mean, you look at your character. Now, granted, you might, I think it takes off the helmet for cutscenes for all of them. I think, but I can't. I'm not 100% sure on that one. So there. Nostril height. Move it width down just a little bit there. I think I just want to make the size of it and yourself really. Not sure what kind of character I'm gonna go with. Like what my guy's going to be. Oh Lord. Actually leaning towards maybe being a Benny Jesuit. It's like a monk. That's a monk hairstyle right there, if I ever saw one. That looks like it's pulled straight out of the Hunger Games. Jesus. I think I like that one. Let's go color. Go blonde. I'm gonna go black. Eyebrow style, I'll try to make them a little thinner. I don't need them to be all. Beard style. A lot of beards and just go for the full. Yeah. Literally lip curtains at that point, right there. Look at him without any. I feel like if I was in Arrakis, I would probably have no beard because, and yes, I could see it like offering some like protections in some ways, but I also be like, oh man, I think it'd be so itchy. Okay, so I'm gonna go no beard. All right, take myself down to my ripped character here. I think if I'm gonna be a Bene Gesserit, I have very specific tattoos or something. I like that one. Veil of Secrecy. I like that one though. Give ourselves a sleeve, maybe. That's pretty cool. Fairly simple. I think I like the sleeve. We're gonna make the tattoo age like fairly new-ish. Even though tattoo artists will tell you like they're never that black. Go with that scar. Fairly deep. There we go. I think we're good there. Finish our character. Let's see if that name has been taken. We'll see how many people are. We're gonna go unlocked because I have played a little bit, and the locked is nice because it won't let you use your research points until like it kind of like ferries you along, but I don't really want that in my playthrough, so that's actually hilarious. Like nobody had that. I don't know if it
Have they told you what I am?
is specific on whether or not a name could be taken, but
Then I will sift your words for lies. Let's begin. Where were you born?
all right. Getty Prime, heavily industrialized volcanic world. The baronial seat of the House Harkonnen is controlled by a network of dense urban enclaves. Dialogue traits that you get is Deception, Unique Moat, Harkonnen Curse. You got Chusuk, a rich and verdant agri-world of rolling hills and river-fed valleys. The music planet is the center of culture and civility in the Imperium. We get the dialogue trait of Cultured and Chusuk. Caladan, a temperate but storm-racked oceanic world, the ancestral home of House Atreides, is known for its relaxed agrarian lifestyle and famous vineyards. Agrarian. You get the honorable trait and the House Atreides salute. Catane, a green and pleasant world with satellite-controlled weather. The fates of many are decided within the ornate halls of this imperial planet. You get the dialogue trait political, and you get the Caton bow. And then you have Ix, a forbidding ice world of mountain tundra and forest. The Ijans conceal their vast technological empire within sprawling underground cities. So you get technologist for your dialogue trait and the Ijan secret. I'm actually leaning towards Catane.
The heart of the Imperium. The heart of civilization. You've risen above your station. Most peons
Shoot.
go their entire lives without... You had a mentor in your youth.
We'll
trained
go
by
back to
one
that
of
one.
the
You can go
schools.
back. I somehow accidentally
Who was
clicked.
your mentor?
So I have Bene Gesserit, Alkalite, or a Mentat. So, well, we'll start with the top. Revered throughout the Imperium, swordmasters of the fallen Genaz school still represent the pinnacle of fighting prowess in the known universe. Training as swordmaster, close quarters aggression. Starting ability, knee charge. Propel yourself forward into battle with a terrific knee charge into the enemy. You can add additional skills later. The Bene Gesserit Alkalite. A shadowy all-female order with a deliberately obscure agenda, adepts of the Sisterhood are prized by the nobility and feared by the rest of the Imperium. Bene Gesserit, physical mastery and manipulation. Starting ability, voice compel. Use the voice to force someone towards your position from afar. The Mentat, a secretive and insular organization, the Order of the Mentats, conditions their adherents to store and analyze vast amounts of data at superhuman speeds. You get your training as a Mentat, which is recon and strategy. The Sentinel, deploy a suspensor buoy dart projector that uses motion detection to cover a field of fire. Interesting. And then Trooper, every great house of the Landsrad fields its own standing army or house guard. The backbone of these formations are career soldiers known as troopers. So you get Trooper, which is offense and demolition. Your starting ability is a good one, Shiga Wire Claw. Shoot a barb that attaches to a surface, then rapidly pulls you towards that position. So a big decision. Kind of interested in the Mentat and the Bene Gesserit. I think I'm going to go Mentat, because the nice thing is you get to unlock all of these, and then you can respec in the game for free. So,
You must have been very young. The mind must be prepared, or the training does not take. The test is almost complete. Have you spoken? Where were you born? The heart of the Imperium. The order of the Imperium is rooted in the Farfreluches. A place
Bondsman,
and every man in his place.
the educated caste that serves the great houses and administers imperial bureaucracy. Bondsmen are known casually as the citizen class. Then you got the Na Familia, a caste reserved for essential members of the noble household or retinue. Na Familia are afforded certain privileges and protections by their status. And then the peon, a vast peasant labor force that drives the imperial engine. Peons are bound to the fief on which they live and are considered the property of their lord. I think I'm going to go with the noble because, as she said, Mentats kind of like a very insular group. I feel like that would fit well.
Did you give bad advice or make a bad deal to be? You had a mentor. You must have been. The test is almost complete.
I've spoken the
Have you
truth.
spoken truth? Come here. Kneel. Put your hand in the box. I hold at your neck the Gomjabar, the high-handed enemy. Don't pull away or you will die. Great plots are afoot in the Imperium, and the currents of intrigue run deeply. Arrakis is the key, and the Fremen are missing. You will go to Arrakis as our agent, prisoner. You have one task. Find the Fremen. Wake the sleeper. Everything depends on this. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand.
Good. You speak truth. But here is the rest of it. There is only one rule. Keep your hand in the box and live. Withdraw it and die. An animal would gnaw off its own hand to escape the pain. And we can only be served by humans. Find the Fremen. Wake the sleeper. You will know when it is done.
You're wrong. It's just an off-world. No, not the Al-Shaheed Ahadi. No, Arista said it was just a dream. I agree, but she is almost Sayadina.
Somebody saved me. As to who it was, we don't know. But it was like, no, everybody that came there had a good day. Or their statues, I don't know. Craft a makeshift knife here. Health. Should auto bounce into one. There we go. Dying of thirst. Nothing like hydrating off some dew. You can only go up to your first bar off of the dew, so. So I craft. Let's just craft the max here, because why not? Climb it here. All the stuff I can grab. Sound design in this game is fantastic. Ah, we're out to our crash, huh?
So then, you're not quite dead. Now you will know a thing that few but the Fremen have seen. For many, the last thing they saw before they were slaughtered. Come, let us speak of our escape. Twin comets in the sky, a rebirth from fire and death, and a Sardaukar net closing around us. Your survival heralds interesting times, Offworlder.
How did we come to crash?
A portable rocket, I surmise, based on the damage.
You were clearly not on the ship. The data heavily implies you were involved in it being shut down.
So you have Mentat training. Then compute your chances of survival without my help, and review whether the questions you're asking are useful.
Who are you?
Is this what you wish? To waste time in idle chatter? Your first lesson on Arrakis, then. Every exhalation is a waste of water.
Name yourself and we can move on.
I am Xantara. My companion is Noctua. Now, shall we discuss our escape?
What up, DM? Thank you for coming by, buddy. Much love. Always appreciated. How's your day going? What is this place?
The Fremen name for it translates as the Valley of Echoes. A sacred place to the Fremen. A place of death and prophecy.
Is this why you saved me?
It is the miracle and inimitability of prophecy. I will speak on this no further.
I must find the Fremen.
You found them, Offworlder. They stood watch over you while you slept.
You mean the dead in the cave?
When the Sardaukar began their jihad, they hounded us across the desert.
Us? Are you Fremen?
I am not Fremen, Offworlder, though I have been fortunate to know them, and to share their water and their customs.
So what happened?
Some of my people were caught out by a passing wing of Sardaukar thopters. All they could do was take refuge in the cave, and be ready for the assault to come.
What happened to them?
The assault never came. The Sardaukar used ancient weapons to collapse the cave entrance.
So your people were trapped.
With damaged steel suits and dwindling supplies. We toiled for days to free them, digging until our fingers bled. And all red the night, dusky sky. Bloody death, didst thou die. An auspicious place for your rebirth, Offworlder.
Birth.
Whatever black fate awaited you in the Harkonnen slave pits waits for you no more. You are free from the bonds of servitude. Free to pursue a new destiny, whatever that may be.
You mentioned an escape.
There's a way through the barricade, if you do as I say.
Why would I trust you? You shot me down.
Because I dragged your corpse from the wreckage and sealed you in that cave while you recovered. Because you owe me your life, Offworlder.
See, does make sense.
Do not be concerned, Offworlder. I expect very little of you beyond your help to escape this trap.
Tell me what to do.
We're gonna need one of their ornithopters. Their protocol is to remain aloft and kill anything that moves from above.
Well, then how do we get one down?
That's where you come in. If you can slip back onto the Proteus and locate the command module, you can activate the captain's personal emergency transmitter. He's a noble. They're not allowed to let him die. Leave the rest to me.
Sardaukar here to protect us.
His Majesty's Imperial Sardaukar care for naught but the Emperor's interests. And certainly not an errant prison crew bound for the slave pits of Neo Carthag. We are as vermin to them, Offworlder.
What about the other prisoners?
You must kill them. In other circumstances, their water would be a valuable resource. But with the Sardaukar here, we do not have time to claim them.
Kill them all.
Only those that get in your way. Think of it as a kindness. They will not survive Arrakis for long.
Okay, so I need to enter the ship, find the captain, activate the transmitter. Anything else?
Yeah. Take this Communinet transceiver. It's essential for planetary communication. Now go, and be quick. The Mother Storm is upon us.
Awesome. Well, I hope you're having fun in EverQuest. I've always thought about playing EverQuest, but I have never actually played it. Josh Strife Hayes had a lot good to say about EverQuest. And I don't think you'll have to remind me. I don't remember if they ever made an EverQuest 2, or if that's something people have been waiting for and just no one's ever. They've just never done it. I can't remember which one it is.
The guards have sealed themselves inside. Search the prisoners for a cut array. The cut array is primarily a mining tool, Offworlder. You'll need it for harvesting resources. Using it to cut open
I love how the
ships
mining
is
is
an
done in
added
this
benefit.
freaking game.
The captain's room is blocked by a pentashield. You'll need a pentashield key to pass through. See if there's another way forward. Ready your weapon, Offworlder. The guards won't hesitate. Neither should you.
Oh, Jesus. That scared me. I've never been like right next to that thing when it went off.
Parry your opponents just as their strikes will hit you. This should stagger them, giving you a window of opportunity.
Oof, I'm not doing very good. Come on. Oh,
Eyes on hostile.
good in here? Nope, just a place where a guy was ready to jump out like a boogeyman. fill up with as much water as I can. If you have a container, you can also fill up.
A swift attack can force your enemy off balance, but only a slow blade penetrates a shield.
Shields on!
Tell you what, the combat takes its fair share of getting used to when it comes to the melee side, but I really like it because it does make you feel like you're right there.
Once you equip it, you can pass through the shield.
It does feel
Get
like
to the
you're in
captain
Dune,
and activate that transmitter. I'll be
like
there
in
soon.
the way that they fight, like in the movies, books. It has that. It really does have that feel to it.
We only need the leader.
Ooh. Shooting, Tex. Ooh, getting a lot of stuttering. Probably because my machine's down.
Wanted man.
Oi! Woodland scum! I vits your man took the last of breath ada hung unvalo arsund. De dia abada.
I know. That's why I brought you here.
Ooh.
Stitch.
Dude ain't messing around.
The Thopter will have the codes to get us through the barrier. Ever fly an ornithopter? It's simple enough. But my leg is bad and I won't be able to work the pedals. Get ready. They'll be on us as soon as we break through. There's too many. Turn us into the storm. They won't follow. Hang on! We're going down!
Get up, off-worlder. I couldn't wait for you. But now you need to run. The sandworm is coming. Run!
You never forget your first time getting eaten by a sandworm in this game, I'll tell you that. These aren't even these are actually technically, I think, juvenile sandworms here. Once you're in the the deep desert of Arrakis, you'll see the matured ones, which can like swallow up the big freaking um,
You made
mining
it,
machines.
Worlder. Catch your breath. When the Thopter went down, the storm took us far off course. My leg is bad. I need to lay low and treat it before it gets worse. But fear not, Off-Worlder. Noctua can cover the ground between us with little effort. She will be my eye in the sky so I can continue to offer my sage advice and keep you on this side of the grave. Figure out how to craft yourself some clothing. That Maula outfit won't cut it out here.
I think I have the dynamic HUD on right. So dynamic HUD just disables all of the HUD stuff when you're not using it, basically. And I don't know. You go and use our research here. We can use it on whatever we want. So I could research it on a use it on a sand bike, whatever I want, because I'm right there. But we need to get some makeshift clothing. Myself a normal Mala pistol and a car paw. There's somebody's nice little their first little starter base. All right, now we can make that craft as soon as. And what's cool is if you're wearing when you craft new armor, if you're wearing like this kind of inferior stuff like this, it should automatically just pop them on you. Or any sorry, not it won't automatically pop it on you, but it'll put it if you don't have anything there. That's what I meant to
The War of Assassins has left debris scattered all over this sector. Salvage metal from the wreckage with your cutter ray, and use it to make a Maula pistol and darts. Don't let the Imperial disdain for ranged weapons lead you astray. Very few people are foolhardy enough to use shields this deep in the sands, and that is to your advantage.
Oh, okay, so it's a. I don't know what that thing does, but I'm super interested in seeing what it does. I've never done anything with the Mentat, so fancy jumping off of this. So let's look what the improvised Mala pistol requires. Just yet, salvage metal. Let's. Ooh, that was close. We're gonna walk across the dunes and hope that we don't get eaten by a sandworm. This bar in the center of the screen shows the vibrations you are making in open sand. Vibrations will attract sandworms. When the vibration turns red, seek safety immediately. The sandworm is nearby. The closer the worm, the more sensitive it is to the vibrations. Take the utmost care crossing the open desert. Okay, should be able to make the mallet pistol. Craft. And then make the max amount of darts. This bad boy. The guns in this game feel really good, and they have any kind of your pick your poison on any of them. They have snipers, pistols, LMGs, rocket launchers, shotguns, even a little small SMG, snubby. But now it wants me to salvage metal using my cutter ray. Get some copper here. Salvage more metal. Stuff respawns fairly fast in the game, which is nice. Because now that stuff's gone, but certain things respawn pretty fast. I believe as you get up higher, things respawn a little slower. Whoa! That thing smoked her. Like it wasn't even a contest. She was gone. That was actually really cool. And granted, this is early on in the game, but that was freaking awesome. I thought there'd be for sure be something in here I could break down, but I guess I'm remembering. Next place right across there. One of the big tips that I learned early on is because you unlock bigger bases later, the ability to have a bigger base later. So
Identify yourself. Enemy found.
it there's really no reason in doing too much with your first base. Really just going, I mean, have fun with it. I mean, obviously that's the whole point of the game anyways, but you're going to be moving to the next area. You're going to want to move to the next area because of the fact, like, all the stuff that you get. So
Reveal yourself. Die.
there we go. There's some metal. It's here. That's okay. We'll craft some. Those guys in. There's a really cool thing is you too that allows you to play by yourself without having to have somebody else with you. For doing, although I mean I'm a firm believer that that playing games, like any game that you can play with friends, is always better when you can play with your friends. But if you are stuck, like, hey, they're not on and you're by yourself, you can, if you go down, as long as you have like water in your body available to you, you can self-res yourself. But if you don't, then you're kind of you are kind of screwed a little bit. But so copper ingot, mechanical parts. I don't think I'm going to waste the money on researching that right now. I am going to research this guy though, because that allows you to reveal like all the different things in the area. So if I go to my map here and I zoom in, now as I discover it myself, it will log it. So there is a stash I can go to here. These are the places I've already been. There's a primrose field, which I can use for dew, copper ore, scavenger camp. There's another one there. And there's another stash here. So as I'm close to them, I'll unlock those locations, which is great. But if I use that thing that I unlocked, I can shoot it in the air from a high point, and it will scout. Takes about 20 seconds, and then it will scout for me.
Who's there? I see someone.
It was like an auto turret. I think it's friggin' dope. Anytime I can get an auto turret, sign me up. Oh, we got an interaction.
I got hold of a working buggy. Don't know how much longer it'll hold together, but while it does, we can use it to pick up some of the bigger pieces out in the sands. We'll take it all back to Solgren's cave and stash anything we think we can use there. Then we can cut it up at our leisure, away from the sun and the worms.
Okay, so now I need to place a respawn beacon. The respawn beacons are really good if you're going into a high place where you might get killed and you're worried.
This used to be Fremen territory, but the War of Assassins and the Sardaukar pogrom put an end to that. Now the sector is crawling with scavengers, fighting over the scraps of Imperium technology left in the wake of this so-called noble war. But that's to your advantage, Offworlder. Allow them to do the hard work of gathering the salvage, and then take it from them. Don't hesitate to kill them all. They would do the same to you.
Survival of the fittest. Status. Oh yeah, that's right. Hold T for your character status, which will then tell us whether if we have, shields or power or suspenser, heat protection, all that kind of stuff. Allows us to kind of know where we sit in the grand scheme of things. I'm mining all this stuff because you use it to make the darts and a bunch of the. I'm a habitual miner, so. I'm expecting to run into another enemy, but it's only a one enemy deal. I can hear a worm reaching through the sand right now, which is actually super awesome to watch. Terrifying if you're running away from it. It's super awesome to watch if you're not. camp right there. So as I explore, obviously too, I unlock clear more of this fog of war. I'm gonna go clear out this scavenger camp. So then need. Damn, that thing's freaking awesome. Look, I have a couple skill points, so let's look at the Mentat skill. So this is what I have. Oh shoot. I thought it sounded almost like somebody pulled out a sword for a second there. Oh, I'm in trouble. So I want to stay here now so we can look at our skills. Okay. So first one is you deploy a suspensor buoy dart projector that uses motion detection to cover a field of fire. Trigger a second time to activate. Okay, so it basically is like a motion activated sentinel that just shoots people. Poison capsule. You have a hidden dart dispenser that fires off a specially prepared capsule filled with poisonous spores. On impact, a cloud of poison and spores appear, building poison on all who remain within. Shield wall. You deploy a half-height Holtzman shield. I like a lot of their. You can pop that, then you can pop that. Give yourself some cover with this bad boy. Okay. So I have to choose it. I'm gonna go with this ability here because I like the idea of a shield wall. Use your considerable mentat prowess to calculate the most impactful trajectories for your darts, increasing your damage with all ranged weapons. Nice. Garment keeper. You are able to spot. Excuse me. Able to spot the flaws in any garment and see where it's most likely to tear first. This allows you to reinforce it, preventing wear and tear. Your garments maintain their durability for longer. Nice. I'm going to go with the dart with increased damage because that just seems nice. Let's pop down our shield here. Ooh, that is sick. I can walk through it, which means I could go, boom. I could pop that guy down, crouch behind it, hit Q again. Now he's active. And then if I've got my gun, I can be like, pop, 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 go right behind my shield. That's pretty dope. I'm not gonna lie. So, research binoculars. Binoculars. Where are they? All right. Now it'll want me to craft them too. Craft those. The binoculars are good too because they function very similar to the thing you project in the sky. But sun is toasty. My pebbles. You got to stay out of the sun in this game. It's pretty nasty. So, then when I'm looking, I can place a marker on said location. This isn't. This comeback, I believe it's probably. Oh.
It's obvious you've had some training, off-worlder, but nothing can truly prepare you for what the desert has in store. Hone your skills and harden yourself to
Come
the
back to.
violence you must do to survive. Remember, Arrakis will sharpen
Oh,
you
it might be open. Actually.
or kill you.
Open the skills menu.
Without a still tent, you're easy prey to the sandstorms that sweep across the desert. Those storms tear flesh from bone and shred metal like paper. Unless you'd like to share a cave with some scavengers, your best bet is to build your own shelter. Build a construction tool and place out a sub-thief console. You'll be claiming a portion of the planet's surface for your very own, or rather borrowing it from the Emperor. I'm a little hazy on the specifics.
Now I need to mine some granite so that I can get. I don't know why, but I do. Rubber banding. Wow, my ping went up to over 106 or over 1,000 for a second there. I've never even seen my ping pop up. Okay, if might be having some issues. Let's see here. Let me know if the stream's still having if the stream's having issues right now. It's telling me it is. It was definitely I had some rubber banding in the game. I think it affected my stream. So just let me know if it's. Telling me my stream is poor. So let me know. It says it's just fine. Okay, it's telling me it's poor. So let me know if anything changes, DM. I appreciate that. I'm gonna go. I think it's just because I had rubber banding for a minute, and okay, it was. Yeah, I was worried it had gone bad because the game just like kind of had a little bit of a ping issue for a second, and I think it kind of bungled up my stream for a half a minute there. With this granite mined. Water. I don't have to. Alright, now I gotta go to a basic construction kit. There, boom. I'll only take 5. I'll take 1, so let's see what's this. I want the ore refinery. That's one of the very first things I want. up, Viv? How's it going? It is really good. Hey, if you need somebody to hang out with and play with you, let me know. I'm more than happy to join on any server, make a new guy, and just show you whatever I know. So feel free to hit me up anytime. And also feel free to just sit here and watch. Haha! Nothing like having my stuff do it for me. The glory of a mentat.
A large sandstorm is approaching.
Oh, scheisse. That's not good. Alright. Got 2 minutes to just basically build a shit shack, pardon my French. Let's just plop it here.
Congratulations. You're now the proud owner of an Imperial sub-fief. More of a sub-fief. But it's enough for now. Get your construction tool out and get cracking. It's not a shelter without walls and a roof.
I just gotta make sure that I get this done before the sandstorm hits and ruins my life. Now, as long as I'm inside, I'll be fine, but it'll also ruin my building.
A large sandstorm is approaching.
This guy's placed down. My sub-fief is in a good spot, but it's fine. It's fine. I don't mind moving.
The sub-fief console comes with an automatic shield system that will keep your base safe from the sandstorms. Just keep the generator fueled.
As far as PS5, I think it's out for I think it's out for most things. I'll have to look that up for you though.
Don't build on open sand.
Pretty sure it's on PS5, Xbox S and S, and PC.
You've done well licking flowers and sucking sap, but you need a consistent source of water.
Sector weather alert.
And the best source out here is blood. Extract it.
Yeah, so it's on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC.
If you're really desperate.
I think. Because it says you can buy it on Xbox.
Actually, don't drink it. Unless you really have to.
Let's see here. I'm waiting out the sandstorm anyways. Okay, so it's not officially out released for PS5. So my bad. There's no specific PS5 release date. Which is odd that it's being sold on Xbox, but it also says there's nothing official. I'd have to check that out on the Xbox side and see, but... Alright, well now that... Well, I ain't going out there. Ooh! There's some serious lag spikes on this particular one. Small storage container is what it wants me to make next. We'll just place it right here. Move over some of our stuff here that we need. I'm so glad that in this game they had the foresight and competency to let's see. Oh, these are let's put these on. That's better. To make your stuff craft from chests. Oh, so much better. I don't understand why that's something that so many places don't do. I understand it's not quote unquote realistic, but I mean, it is so frustrating to have to go find your crap and be like, oh yeah, that's what I need, or you know, it's super frustrating. So. Me too. I love the Dune universe. Been one of my favorites for a long time. So I get that completely. Um, like I like the Dune world universe just like I like I'm huge into Warhammer 40K and just Warhammer in general. So for me, like Dune and Warhammer in some ways have like a little. They're kind of in kindred spirits in a way. At least that's how I see it. Yes. Now I have to locate and kill scavengers and then desanguinate them. It's gonna be easy enough to do. They're probably not here anymore. It's fine. I never did loot the camp anyways. So. Yeah, for sure. um, to be honest, I love the Warhammer universe. I think a smidge more than Warhammer 40K. I love the lore that he built around the 40K universe that they built. Um, but I like the medieval aspect of the standard Warhammer. Yeah, it's gonna remind you of Conan because it's the same company that created Conan Exiled. So Funcom makes Conan Exiled and the DLCs for it and all that. Like they're the creators behind it, and so they're the creators of this. So they took all their survival crafting and world building experience from Conan and they brought it to Dune. But they really tried to do the lore first and the crafting and survival aspects of it as the secondary support of the lore and the story. So, been really good. I know, right? Once a person knows it, they're like, ah, now I see. to make a fabricator. This is like the tiniest little get it done base ever, but as I was talking about earlier, is you don't really want to put too much effort into a base at the beginning because you're going to abandon it when you get to the next area, because then you'll be able to build the bigger bases. Craft one of these, craft one of those. I would want one of these so I can show it off a little bit here.
You're probably feeling it by now, Off-Worlder. Spice. It's everywhere on Arrakis. The air, the sand, the blood. It prolongs life, expands consciousness, and triggers some very vivid dreams.
Oh, now I'm going to have a vision apparently. Spice induced.
Observe this valley, sacred to the Equan Bedouin. Here, Wally faced the trials of Akul, proving their knowledge of the Fremen ways. Find the Fremen, she said. Seven tests, 7 steps. Set your feet. Follow the uncertain path. Keep moving. The only true death is stagnation.
Get rid of the sanguination crap. I like the idea and it fits lore wise, but I don't partake in that particular aspect of the game. I harvest the dew from these plants and stuff, and I get more by doing that than if I did the other. So. Show what this thing does. None of these places are super tall, so we'll see. Energy come back. Whoa. Oh, there. Okay. So, with this thing equipped, I can fire the survey probe. 3 more meters. Looks like we're going over to this bad boy. Oh, oh, that wasn't good. Looks like we're climbing this. somebody had messaged me about linking up to play together, so I wanted to make sure I messaged them back before my squirrel brain activated and I didn't remember. Stuff come back. Stamina to get up to the top of that. Ooh, just barely. Jump all the way up to the top of this bad boy. I mean, if we're taking all this time, might as well get to the tippy top, right? Oh. Doing it in the middle of hot time, apparently. Aw, why are you being this way? Oh, that was... I didn't think I had that much of a drop right there. Yeah, you also recognize probably the climbing animation. Oh, good lord, that was so close to being death. There we go. I wasn't going to not make it up here. So I'll fire that. You'll actually be able to see it. It's doing like a 360 scan. That's why you have to see how far it goes out there. So that gives you 360 scan, essentially. And if I hit tab, I can see, oof, I just unlocked the Haga Basin area, basically. And it tells me pretty much every place. So now I know that where I'm at, I can see that this is the wreck of the Alcyon. I can see that there's a scavenger camp there, salvage metal. From my own personal experience, I know that that is the Griffin Reach's trade post. And this is where I need to go for my next part of that. Now, as much as I'd like to do that, that's going to eat up too much time to do that because it's this big, long, like spice-induced dream. So I'm going to save that for the next time. I don't particularly feel like doing the spice-induced dream right now. Maybe what I'll do for fun is I'll cross here, here. I might load up everything I have here and build my base over here by the Griffin's Reach trade post because I don't really want to sit in this. This area is not the best one to just be like chilling in. It has a decent amount of resources, but you end up going to the trade post so often that like being right here is kind of a disadvantage. I'm just gonna let myself get hurt. Yeah, you can. The cool thing about the game when it comes to drops is you don't have to worry about them too much because even if you go down, as long as you have water in your system, you can self-res yourself. So it's not like, oh crap, I fell off this high thing now and died, and now I'm just screwed. So let's go 6 here. I'm gonna go to demolish. I'm gonna demolish these things so that I can get my materials back for them. because I'm just going to move my base. So let's mark where I want to go. So I need to go to the tip here. There's a little tip, since you got to cross these open sands, which is quite frankly frightening as hell. It's best to try to find the shortest distance across the dune to limit how much exposure you have to open sand. Because let me tell you, the sandworms, you cannot outrun them. I don't even know if you can outrun them on your little quad bikes, necessarily. They are the apex predator in this area. Keep myself from getting too much sun exposure. You might notice from the Conan that the building works very similar in a lot of ways. Like, you can build right into the side of a friggin' mountain. They do not care. There's not all these building restrictions that you get from some games where you're like, oh, sure, it'd be nice to be able to do this, but guess I can't. They don't really do that, which I'm very appreciative to, because in my opinion, Conan Exiles has some of the best building of some of the best building ever done in a survival crafting game. So, oh, there's somebody's thing crashed. You can actually salvage these. It's actually kind of cool. So if you take, I don't know if these are like random events or not, but you can walk up and you can scan it, and then you can salvage. And you get, you get like armor plating, yeah, you get armor plating, you get a bunch of stuff. It's got a bunch of armor plating and metal salvage. It's always worth hitting up. That is definitely, from the looks of it, a scavenger. That's a big hideout. I don't want it to be too boring, so I'm kind of taking some routes around. See if I might get in fights. Yep.
They're here. I need reinforcements.
It was nice to let these things just do the work for me. Doesn't bother me at all. I'm okay being a man of efficiency. I don't know why it's not letting me loot that. I think I'm more interested in making sure I have enough water. There we go. Figured I just had to interact with something else and then come back. Every now and then you get one of those little quirks. That's how it is. I also really appreciate, I feel like they went out of their way to make you feel like if you really just wanted to play by yourself, that's an actual play style that you can engage in without having to feel like you're shoehorned. Because yes, it is multiplayer, because it is in a way an MMO. Very.
Eyes on enemies. Push back the enemy. I'm coming.
That. There we go. But like I was saying, like they go out of the way to, in a lot of ways, I think, to make you, as if you are a solo player, feel like yeah, I can play this game solo because it's pretty easy to be able to self-res yourself. You can carry around respawn beacons with you, so as you do big dungeons, as people would refer to them, um, you have the ability to throw a respawn beacon. Like, oh crap, I've got a boss room coming up. Throw a respawn beacon down at the bottom, or right before you enter, and then if you die, you can go back to that respawn and you can keep working until you beat the dungeon, which makes it feel like you can viably go through things without having to be like, oh yeah, I gotta have a squad of, a couple more people or at least one more person to beat this, blah 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 blah. No, if you really want to, you can solo the whole thing, and I appreciate that greatly. I don't really want to. Well, I guess we're getting into this. We're taking on this big scavenger camp then. Make sure we're reloaded. Make sure we're bandaged up. And there's always good stuff in here, so there's really no reason not to. I don't want to hurt myself though before. That mentat ability for guns is phenomenal. With a capital P. Because it should be with an F, but they decided it needed to be at P. And these little guys right here, this is intel. When you pick that up, you get 5, well, in this case 3. The higher the place, the higher the zone, the more intel you get, I believe. So like in the next zone over, the deeper you get into Arrakis, those intel are with 5, and what they do is they give you research points for researching new gear and new this and that. And so like the one when I get them elsewhere, they're 5 right now in the place I'm at.
We can sell your stuff to Mir Charkey at Griffin's Reach trade post, but be warned, you won't be able to pull anything over on him. He used to be a scav himself. And don't try lifting anything from the trade post either. Charkey's brute bodyguard Eeyore will drop you before you even make it to the door.
I came to this place through a different route, so like it threw me off slightly as to where I am. But now that I've seen it, I'm like, oh, I remember this. I remember this place. Don't like the idea of trying to get to that. I think I'm going to try to get to that one and then go to that one. I just don't think I can make it over to that this way. Solid ground.
Huh?
Yeah, come this way so that my machine can target you. You just no. highly inappropriate for you to try to walk around my shield. I think to get to Griffin's Reach, I'm probably going to cross this way. These guys, try to get to the next batch. That's the sound of a sandworm breaching somewhere, but it's not apparently close enough. Or it's not in this area, because they're pretty cool to watch come out of the sand. So they camp up there, they've got some light going. Honestly, I want to get to the outpost because I can buy some water there too. Be superlatively helpful. This was the way to go because I don't think I could have gotten across that in time. That's the other thing I greatly appreciate about Funcom and their Conan Exiles. Some of, like just the ability to climb and give the player that kind of verticality and that form of like being able to actually get around the map and go wherever you want to go is so understated. Yes, made it.
Hey, stop. I know the face of every sand-sucking bandit, scavenger, and merc from here to Harko, and I don't recognize you. So perhaps you'll give us the courtesy of who you are? And while you're at it, why our airspace is crawling with Sadukar. It's a good story, I'll give you that. But even a sandworm might choke on it. Nobody escapes a Sadukar security grid. Not even Zantara. Welcome to Griffin's Reach, stranger. The rules here are simple. Pay up front and don't cause trouble, or we'll toss you into the storms. Good?
Good.
Name's Mir. I do the trading and the talking. My silent partner here does the fighting. And there's a contract board in the corner if you need work.
Oh yeah, no, there's a ton of dialogue, which is nice. And there's and House Harkonnen and Atreides are in it. Not to spoil too much, but I mean, there's full on, there's guild systems, but there's also rep systems with them, and there's a bunch of. I'll show you another thing here in a second. Here to trade. I need to get some water. Get like 4. There we go. That is way better. And there's also contract boards. So Zantara's head, you can kill Zantara and deliver proof of to Finrig's associate in Harko Village. Obviously, that's one I'm not going to do. But beast.
Look at the way you stand. No discipline, no confidence. I've killed 1,000 like you on the battlefield.
I would definitely benefit from some of that hard-won experience.
Well, a little respect with some good sense in the proportion. There's something here I can work with. But don't despair. Salvation is at hand. I can show you how to fight. I can teach you how to kill. And it will only cost you a little pain.
Tell me about yourself.
I am Gavori, veteran trooper, freelance adventurer, and slayer of cheap vintages everywhere. And I'll train you to be just like me, for the right price. Which just happens to be whatever's in your pocket right now.
You serve the Atreides or Harkonnen?
As I said before, I'm currently freelance. Great house feuds don't interest me. I get paid to fight, and not to die.
And what are you doing here?
These days I tend to shy away from conflict of an intergalactic nature. But if you need to stab or shoot someone in the near vicinity, I'm your man.
Can you tell me about the area?
Not much to tell. This here's scavenger country. The lowest of the low. Honestly, I think there are some city mola that live better.
What do the scavengers do?
I don't know. Scavenge? Is that a word? I think they mostly hide from the Kirab.
Who are the Kirab?
Bandit scum. Thieves who prey on their own kind. I suppose it's easier to rob and kill your fellow scrap digger than put in a hard day's work.
Ooh, excuse me. Where are the Kirab?
Just up country from here. The Vermilius Gap is Kirab territory. You'll know you've gone too far when the sand turns blood red.
I want to learn from you.
Then listen closely. During the Battle of Arrakis, I was drugged and kept out of it by a group of conspirators. For the sake of my honor, I've spent the last 8 years tracking down and destroying them, one by one. Who knows how the Battle of Arrakis would have turned out if I hadn't been kept away. And now, I have reason to believe the conspirators are nearby. Track them down, kill them. My thirst for vengeance has been slaked by 1,000 flasks of cheap beer, but it is still my price for training.
Accept the contract, I will deal with them. So, issued by Gavori. I suppose I have some unfinished business. Want to help me out. I need someone with grit, someone who with the will to see this through, someone who can keep going even when everything seems lost. The people who did this to me are still on Arrakis, or at least some of them are. Whispers from terrified scavengers speak plain enough. 3 of my nemesis have fled their posts and taken over local gangs here in the basin. They think they're safe. Let's make sure they're not. Alright, so I get 700 XP, 2000 Solaris, and unlock the trooper skill tree. Yeah, I'm going to accept that.
Do this for me, and I'll set your feet on the path of the trooper.
Goodbye. So, we took our first side quest, which is nice. This is an ornithopter pilot. She can basically fast travel you to different places. Cool. Let's see here. Oh, we have another fellow Dunian. So I think the next thing I want to do is I want to at least go redo my base. I think that's really the next thing to do. You can see that there's a lot of places where you cannot build. But I can build here. So that's pretty close to there. I like that. I think what I'm going to do... Let's see. Adjust height is left control. Yep, we want to adjust the height. Oops. Then we want to alt it around. Boom. I'm going to put a couple here. They do have a stability thing. Okay. Yeah. Oh, bugger. Let's go find some things to mine real quick. We'll get our new base set up. because we're getting close to that 2 hour mark, so trying to just get ourselves set up for episode 2, which if everything works out, I'll probably do tomorrow. I do plan on streaming this a bunch, so I don't want to stream all the way to late game if I get the chance. But that dude's ballsy. You're building right on the sand. When you first build it, he even says, goes without saying, but don't build on the sand. Well, you guys got a pair of brass ones, all right. Why is it so hard to find some granite? Or pretty sure that was granite ore. Backpack's full because I need to be able to place. I need to dump a bunch of the stuff that's in my backpack out. I wanted to make sure that wherever I made the mistake on my main character. I've been playing a bit to know. Yeah, he does want to become one with the worm. Oh, please. That worm was close. I was trying to get a thing. Work on my house. I'm sure we'll see a worm that. Oh. Okay. Did not even think about that at the time, but can I attach the? That's awesome. I was never able to find any of that kind of stuff when I did it the last time. Like I unlocked it because I was building it. That's horrible. Oh, that's horrible. See if I can. Here. I'm just kind of curious. I kind of want to make like a half wall. Make like a curved wall. I mean. I don't know why it's giving me so many problems there, but whatever. I don't want to set it that way though. I want to set it. Should have stability. Let's see. You know what? We're gonna get squirrely here. As DM knows, I can get absolutely lost in building. So I'm just gonna get myself some walls here. Make sure we have some beautiful windows. You want to look over Arrakis? Oh shoot! Awesome. I didn't even see this here, but that's a huge bonus. I don't have to go anywhere for freaking stuff. Thanks, DM. I'm trying, man. I'm gonna plug away. I've been having an absolute blast in this game. So I agree, Viv. That is the best, in my opinion. That's the best thing about survival games is not only surviving, but then building something amazing that you can be like super proud of. Like, I built that. Look at that cool thing I built, you know? Because you have to go out and get all the materials, and like in this game, maybe gathering the materials is not as hard for sure as other games. Depends on the materials. Some of them are pretty difficult to get, but or at least they're more dangerous. But like just building the stuff that you want and making something cool that you can enjoy. That to me, I think, is the beauty of survival games, because you're not just surviving, you're taming the land to look the way you are taming a spot of some harsh place where you're trying to survive or live to be home. I like that. Somebody's got their quad. Even though it's more like a trike, but I can hear it. Take this and we'll place this way. I want to get some of the stuff out of my inventory here because it's weighing my guy down, eating up a bunch of my stuff, so that I can't efficiently mine ore and stuff. I don't know support. Polish that. What the issue with that wall was, but we're gonna just do. All right, there we go. Okay. Let's get this guy placed.
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
Perfect timing. Oh, I think these are what were weighing my person down so much. Let's put this. Oh. Yeah, I am. This one should be called Griffin's Reach, I think, which is a dope name.
weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
I believe it's Griffin's Reach. So, dope name. Yep. Is there like a special kind of door that comes with this? Oh, it's a passageway. Shite. Let's demolish this. Build, but I'm not gonna be too. Seriously? I don't have enough granite for that thing? Fuck. The sandstorms will freaking annihilate you if you're not careful. You want to be in somewhere.
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
There we go. And everything can be managed too. So if I hit manage and I put it to owner, then only I can open that door. And I can do that with all of my stuff, my chests, things like that. I mean, if you do it with the door, then nobody can get into your base. You don't have to mess with anything else, but nice little added bonus. What's up, Morn? How's it going? Finally free of DM's basement? Place is not very big, which is one thing I don't care for, the fact that it's so small. Granted, it needs to be small, but oh Jesus! I don't know what I did to get to this menu. Oh, okay. Chome, this whole time, I'm literally not even shitting you. This whole time, I never saw this up here. That needs to be a little bit more fleshed out, I think, for people. But because I've always been like, oh, I had this generic stuff. No, I had all this freaking building ability here, and then that's why I was like, man, some of these people have freaking awesome places. Well, yeah, because they have, because they were smarter than I was, which isn't a huge stretch for any imagination, but I'm going to, let's see. Now my thought here is I'll build my upstairs as well. And then that way I can have all the equipment up here. I don't know if there's a place. I'm wondering if there's like a a flooring or something you can put down that allows you to place that, and then you're going up through. Sure hope so. Is that to me would be a slight oversight if there wasn't, so I'm assuming there must be. Miss having my quad bike, but since I'm not going out this far, I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna get my some of my expenses back here. Since having that stuff, you're not gonna actually use it, or be able to use it at least at this point in time. Okay, yeah, I bet it's something like. Yeah, it doesn't have to be perfect. That's something I would tweak later on, doing my own stuff. Dang it. Helps if I do it right. Roof. I like that. I like that a lot. Go. Aha! That's what they did. Okay, perfect. So I basically I did add that little half guy there, but then you've got that. Yeah, I see what they're doing. Here, we're going to go deco. Oh yeah, that's that. These are those. I'm right there with you. It went a little bit. I wanted to run it. I was running it a little bit longer because Morin graced us with his amazing presence. So I was staying a little bit longer. But I'm right there with you, bud. So you have a good one. Don't like I said, I'll probably be on tomorrow too doing it. So if you're around, come on down, come on by. But I mean, with that said, thanks to everybody that came by. That's been super, super nice for everyone to come by. DM Wyvern, uh, Viv Games, Morn, anyone that stopped by and dropped a like. Thank you so much for being here. for doing that. And excuse me, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.